Alright, welcome back. And this has been a long waiting episode. I took a little break for Thanksgiving there. So, episode 6, the Uncertainy Boss Attacks. Alright, so intro, hi as usual. So, here's what's going on. Maybe lots what's going on. uh, yeah, I'm kind of pausing the Attack of the Dead Things game right now. So, yeah. So basically, what's going on? Actually, let me get to that later. I'll get to all the game jam stuff that's coming up, and what game jam I just did, and whatnot. So, what are game jams? So, they're game events where basically anyone can test game skills. You basically create games within a certain time period. There are some restrictions, like the ones that I'm going to be going into are the ones where you create all your assets and art and everything in code from scratch. And there are some where you can actually use art assets that you already created beforehand. I might get into some of those too, but for the most part, I want to test my new indie found gaming skills and go for the ones where I need to create anything from scratch that kind of challenge myself. And mostly, a lot of these are to give back to the community because once you're done with this, the game challenges, you basically give your code and everything to the community so that everyone can check it out and see how you did it and learn and whatnot. So, the one that I did over the weekend, was a Mini Ludum Dare 63 Fusion. Basically, it's using anything, but I created everything from scratch. And let me go ahead and show you what Ludum Dare basically is. So, Mini Ludum Dare 63, Mini Ludum Dare 63 Fusion, November 20th to the 30th. As you can see, it's the 28th. I only went from the 20th to the 22nd. I did a practice Ludum Dare in 48-hour thing. So, this is basically make a game that's a fusion of two other games, game genres, or game ideas. Do it during the 20th to the 30th. Spend 48 hours or 72 hours or however long you want. Start whenever it's convenient. Work alone or in a team. Use any assets or tools you want. Tag your games with me, Ludum Dare, and also LD Jam, and blah blah blah. So yeah, and then basically you browse the entries, and so far this is what people have put up there. Right now, mine is Super Beast, which I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'll go to my site. Yeah, basically the whole, pretty much all day Sunday, the 22nd, I was spent ripping apart my website trying to get the WebGL game to work on my site, which it won't work. So I had to go with the web player game. So let's click on the link. And here we go. Unity Player. Now, this is a plugin you'll probably have to end up downloading if you want to play Unity web player games. Now, the reason why I wanted to go with WebGL in the first place is because you don't need any plugins or anything. It's just native HTML5, which is a work in progress. But so yeah, here's my handy dandy craptacular title screen I did in like 5 minutes. So click start. There's my credentials. Arrow keys move. E to attack mobs. No jumping on their heads. I should have implemented that anyway. Spacebar to jump. 48-hour compo created for a Mini Ludum Dare 63 Fusion. Game is Super Mario and Alter Beast fused together. Let's go ahead and start. Yeah, this guy definitely jumps way too high. Yep, made some sounds. Made the coins, all that other stuff. There's a glitch here. And even in a later update, there's a glitch. This pipe, for some reason, jumps back here. And I'll show you in a second. You see it? Happens right on the left hand side there. For some reason, that pipe over here jumps over there and skips a screen. I have no idea what the hell that is or how to fix that. So as you can see, you just attack. I made the attack animations on these better, but I didn't upload the game because I broke a lot of other things, such as the mobs getting damage. Blocks can break. I got little block sounds. So it's just like Mario, but with Altered Beast characters. So yep. Let's just skip over that guy, because why not? Skip over that guy. And here is my craptacular end of the level boss. Yeah. I tried to make a mixture of Koopa mixed with the guy from Altered Beast, and as you can see, I didn't. This is just kind of like a sketch. I didn't really finish his arms or anything. I didn't really finish any of these characters because within 48 hours you don't really have a lot of time. And afterwards, I really just kind of was like, meh. Use this as an example and just. So the mechanic here is basically just run to him, attack him, and then when he starts flashing those, like he's gonna do an attack, you run away because, yeah, you just get zapped with lightning. And I think he's got like 100 health. Oh, I got hit. Oh, got hit again. It was a little too slow. He just keeps smacking. See, and then you win. Exit. Awesome. So yeah, that's my submission. You know. Alright, so Ludum Dare 34 is coming up. I'll either be able to do the 48-hour from scratch again, or the 72-hour with assets. Now, I should technically be doing the 72-hour with assets and code, but again, I'm doing these game challenges to challenge myself, and I want to challenge myself both artistically and pragmatically through programming and stuff with Unity. So I'm going to do it from scratch in 48 hours. Now, I like the fusion idea from this mini Dare, Ludum Dare, and I thought about Zelda meets Mega Man, but I came into a problem because Zelda 2 already resembles this. So I was like, why not do Mega Man meets Zelda, a top-down design where we have the Legend of Zelda, the first one, and then we have Mega Man mixed into it. So that might be the game I work on next, because that seems really interesting. I love the old Zelda game. I really like Mega Man, and trying to fuse those together, that's something that people might actually like. And if I end up putting 6 months into it, people would end up actually playing it because of their interest. Because I would just copy Zelda, but make it Mega Man style. So the maps wouldn't be necessarily trees and sand. It'd be more like robot cities with robots as the mobs and stuff. And it'd be Mega Man shooting, and maybe Zero from Mega Man X, because Zero has a melee sword. So I might actually do it as Zero, because Zero can shoot ranged, and he can do melee, just like with Mega Man X. So I don't know. More on that later, but that might be a future game that you see me doing. So the uncertainty boss. Yep, I just got pummeled by the uncertainty boss. He came up out of nowhere. I wasn't ready. So here's the thing. I wasn't really sure if my game was going to be good enough because I wasn't having fun with it. And I wasn't having fun making it. I mean, intellectually, I had intellectual curiosity by making it because there's certain aspects of that game that I never did before. And while I was doing it with the game, I was like, okay, so I know how to do these now if I ever needed to do them. But I just wasn't having fun with the style. So And technically speaking, it's not necessarily in line with the current trend of games because the current trend of games is more going towards mobile friendly, and people's attention spans nowadays are only about 15 minutes. So if people can't do things, amazing things with your game within 15 minutes, they're probably just going to put it down and delete it. So, and that game isn't necessarily in line with the current trends, and I wasn't having fun with it. And it's not completely original, but that's fine. I mean, your first major game shouldn't necessarily be original anyway. It should be combinations of elements that people like just to get yourself out there and show that you can do something. So, I don't know. And basically, uncertainty is the destroyer of creativity. So basically, the uncertainty boss came, he beat me, and he destroyed my creativity for the time being. But with that said, I started watching a bunch of YouTube videos on old Nintendo games and started checking out some ideas. So the inventory system, the idea that I held off on, that I was starting to work on, items on a list is one idea, or just make visible when found, like in Zelda. Like the items are already there on the screen, you just don't see them because they've been disabled. They've been made invisible, but they're there. So that's another way of doing like an inventory system for a game. Visual list, kind of like with Diablo 3-ish, Diablo-ish types games, not scrolling text. That's another style of inventory system that I want to look into and look about making and whatnot. So we also talked earlier about how to save our state, and that we were thinking about using a database or the local web storage, which is kind of something that Unity already does with player prefs. And I think I already mentioned last episode that there's a 5 megabyte limit on web storage. Now, I'm not quite sure because I haven't looked into it whether that 5 megabytes is cached items plus your database, or if you get 5 megabytes for your database, and what overhead does Unity put in that 5 megabytes. So I gotta look into that and do a research on exactly how much data I actually have, and I'm thinking it may only be around like 1 megabyte, but we'll see. I have to look more into that. So, Mega Man code hashing. At the end of every level you beat, you get like a little code. It's type of a hash coding system. Like say for instance, they add up all of your state. Like what levels have you beaten? You add that up with your score plus what stuff you have as far as skills and stuff. You add that all together, you get like a hash code, and then you can present that hash code as far as kind of like a battleship. You got your left side, which is A through E, and then your 1 through 5. So A1, you put a ball in that slot, and etc. And that's how you unlock that state that you had previously saved. It's a pretty interesting concept. I'm going to look more into that later. So, how we might do this in the future, or how we're going to work with this in the future episodes, is we're going to do smaller projects, smaller, meaningful projects, because I haven't necessarily found the game genre I want to put all my time into, or which game genre I have the most fun with. Right now, it's action RPGs. So I'm going to go through and make little mini games with all the genres and see which ones I like having fun with. And I'll make little videos showing what those genres are and what I do with them to see. So I'm going to concentrate more on quantity over quality. I'm not going to concentrate on art as much because art is what makes or break games, and I'm not going to worry on art until I'm ready to take a project on full time, because art is something that could distract you away from your creativity for what you're trying to do with your current game. So I don't want to destroy my creativity by concentrating too much on art or trying to make it look too good. Drink water. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make lots of little games to find out what game type I like, and then like what game I like best, and then go with that. So I've showed my game like that game I just showed you, and I've gotten a bunch of feedback. So people have said my character encounters are lacking, which is fine. I agree with them. Collision's not working right. I agree with that too, because it was rushed in 48 hours, so I didn't really have too much time. I spent a lot of time on the artwork, more time on the artwork than I should have been spending on game mechanics first. So now I know what my workflow is going to be for the Ludum Dare coming up in a couple weeks, and that was a great experiment. So the 48 hours stream was successful, and I believe my if you want to go back and watch it, it still should be on my stream. So no background music because well I suck at music and I don't really know how to make music right now. So that's something somebody said. Also, I created coin sounds, I created box sounds, and people mentioned that I should concentrate on player encounter sounds first because it's basically what makes the game. So that's something that I didn't know. Now I know, and it's something that's going to be going into workflow, and it's going to be something that's going to be handled first over other stuff, other sounds and scenes and stuff. Someone actually made a comment and said, "Were you drunk when you made this?" No, but maybe I should have been. But it's fine. I mean, whatever, you know. So people are making their comments, whatever. Then people are like, well, why am I not able to attack and move at the same time? Well, it's because I couldn't get that to work right. Since then, I opened up. I guess I could show you. This is something that I was kind of looking into. Remember how I said I was working with Zelda meets Mega Man? This is kind of that. So there's my Link guy. There he is jumping. There he is shooting. There he is moving and shooting, jumping and shooting. So I got the whole jumping and attacking thing, moving and attacking thing down. I just gotta make the animations look better. So yeah, this is just my little test thing. So I can make my little Mega Man style Zelda game with Zelda characters. But I don't know. I mean, it was an interesting idea. This was me playing around with it just to see if I could get it to work. I can, but I don't know. It's yeah. So all right. So upcoming to dos. Concentrate on smaller projects. Don't worry about great art at first. It's too time consuming and it's a destroyer of creativity. I want to make a physics simulator because I want to go through and figure out Unity's physics system complete. Because right now I only know a little bit about it, so I want to go through and make a physics simulator and use an example of all the API and functions and check all that out, so I know what I'm working with. Then I want to play around with collisions, so I'm going to make a collision simulator because I was having problems with my game and certain things and certain collisions, so I'm going to figure out collisions. We'll see what's going on with that. Then an RPG battle simulator, just because why not? It's always handy to have one of those. Now there was an idea about kind of like what stuff I wanted to do. Dragon Quest VIII monster battles like with arena. There's a sub minigame system in there where you can use monsters you find in the world, kind of like Pokemon, but it's like Final Fantasy, but it has a little bit of Pokemon in it. So you use those monsters in your battles, or you could take those monsters and go to a special side quest mini dungeon arena and then use those monsters to fight against other monsters in an arena, which is kind of cool, and I might want to look into something like that. Uh, Tower defense games. I had a lot of fun with tower defense games, so I might start trying to make a few of those because I had fun with those. So why not try making them? Now I have a comic which was on my website which got destroyed, which I might turn into a motion comic. I've been seeing motion comics more and more, so I think there might be a new trend in motion comics coming. So if I turn my comic into a motion comic and put that out there, people might actually like that and want more from it. So that's always an idea. Uh, Watch YouTube Let's Plays of old video games because basically they're full of mechanics, kind of like how in Mega Man, where when he gets hit, he gets knocked back, but then he flashes for a couple seconds and he can't get hit for like 3 seconds after that. That's something I should have put in my game. I didn't think about it at the time, but now since I watched that, I forever in the future going to put that into my games because that's a needed thing. So play lots of indie games to see what people are doing. If you want to know where people are going with games, play indie games. So, and also as always, too many ideas, idea overload. So, yeah, here we are again. The Uncertainy boss beat me this time, but we're moving forward. We're going to get things done. The devlog is going to continue. It's going to be moving forward, bigger and better things. We are going to be working on games. I will work on a game. I will. I will actually make one big game project, and but I'm trying to figure out what that is right now. I don't want to put all my time into something that I'm not having fun with, or something that I know other people aren't going to have fun with. Because if I'm not having fun with it, then other people sure as hell aren't going to have fun with it. So, but yeah. With that said, yeah, this has been another episode 6, the Uncertainy Boss Attacks. Hope you're having fun. I'm having fun making these videos and learning about making video games and whatnot. So, with that said, I will see you later.